I need help, boss.
Stands up and says it louder. He goes, I have a really big penis.
We're the NSAA. We're never serious about anything except grip ball.
I have drifted an aircraft carrier.
What?
To an extent, but you'd be out there alone as fuck. There's no.
Just bump into people by osmosis of dopeness, you know?
3, 2, 1. We're going.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the Happy Hoodlums podcast. I'm your host, Kemper Woodruff, and I also have my co-host, Mr. Zachary Sampson. So we're running it just the original Happy Hoodlums. We had a little bit of errors trying to get one episode to you. So my friend Paul Insanze, we will try and get him back on this podcast again. Really interesting guy. And we just want to give him a shout out for taking the time out. And really, I was so bummed because this was one of like the most hitting episodes.
It was a great episode.
Yeah, I had a freaking blast. So we'll definitely have to get him back on. We'll have to rectify that for the people. But we are here regardless. So apologies that timeline has been a little bit shifted this week. But yeah, we're here. We're doing our best. I'm sorry, people. Like, give me a break. Sorry. Only a man.
This should be coming out Sunday, hopefully. So
Yeah. All right, so maybe next week, hopefully we can get an action-packed week or something. We'll see how it goes.
I actually get 2 episodes next week.
So there was a quote that I heard when I went to my massage appointment, and he had said, what was it? He said, "Gosh damn it. You know, you get home, relax,
Dude.
you unplug.
You should have wrote it down.
Full cliffhanger."
You should have wrote that bitch down.
Oh, he was saying the pendulum swings from one side to the other, and that's the yin and yang of life. Because I was mentioning something to him that had come up. It was like a politics thing that had come across my plate. And I was interested to see what a yogi had to think about it, you know, and say about it. And he said that so many people in the world are imbalanced and vacillating and wish they could stop that pendulum in the middle. And that's really what they want. And it varies from topic to topic, you know, and the topic really matters. You vacillate when you're emotionally charged, right? And in this walk through life, different people are addicted to different emotions, and it's part of their soul's path, and they wind up drawing to themselves different circumstances that match the same energetic path, and you see them at different places in their life, and you're like, oh no, it's like it makes perfect sense that this is where you're supposed to be because you keep drawing these things to yourself, you know? And he was talking about wanting to stop in the middle, you know, but that momentum's going. And so we kept talking and it kind of progressed and we started getting into, well, how do you make progress on something? And he said, the slow way is the fast way. And I've heard that before, but
I've said it on this podcast before in a way.
It clicked with me. He said it so clear. He said the slow way is the fast way. And the fast way is the slow way. Because I was talking about trying to balance my chi flow, right? Because the right side of my body's all jacked up. And so because it's splinting when your body goes through massive physical trauma like blunt force, your body tries to hold everything in place because it's structurally not sound, and so everything flexes, right? And then as you begin to heal, you begin to break that tissue down, and then the muscles have to do more work that are weaker, you know? And so it's the process of like reversing compensation, right? And so I was like overcompensating with my breath work, trying to get it to like my right side, particularly like my hip and my psoas, muscle, which
Yeah.
is like right here. Boom.
It's
And
like
it
right above
runs
the pelvis.
down your groin and hinges up in your ribs. So when that gets really tight, it's really constricting, and my right side is more tight than my left. So I would try and do this breath work, and I noticed that my air, when I would inhale, my left side would bubble out, but my right side would stay tight because it was all flexed, right? And he said, rather than trying to do that, which just because I was like, oh, I'll just flex my left side and then it'll flow to the right. And it actually worked a little bit, but it becomes an imbalance in the other direction, right? So
Yeah.
you're actually creating more problems for yourself, and it's going to take way fucking longer doing that than just breathing in your center and allowing the flow to balance itself naturally over time.
Yeah.
Rather than wanting that recovery more expedited. Or expediently, excuse me. But yeah, so I started looking at like the podcast, and I was like, the fast way is the slow way, right? And I'm like, it's so interesting, because I love this, and
Yeah.
it's like, but it's the one, like, I'm finally at a point in my life where I'm like cool with incremental progress, and I had to get to this point, and get somewhat scientific with it because of my PT and like my physical recovery from my own body,
Yeah.
you know? So that's just what's been on my mind. I don't know if you got any thoughts on that.
Well, I mean, in regards to the fast way is the slow way, there's a saying that I seen in a movie called Shooter with Mark Wahlberg.
Mm-hmm.
And he says in that movie, slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Yeah, that's what they say about shooting.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
so that is like, that was one of the things that I was like, well, yeah. And it makes total sense. I started really thinking about it. And then you can apply that to other parts of your life, like fitness, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you make fast changes, that very likely is going to be an easy thing to revert back to what you had. Like if you lose 50 pounds in a month, it's really easy to gain 50 pounds back almost instantly. But if you lose it over a period of time, it stays off almost
Yeah, because your
indefinitely.
body's not used to being 50 pounds heavier, but very recently it was. Is that what you're saying?
No, okay,
Or is
so
my understanding coming from like science rather than habit?
what I'm saying is, in terms of like fast is slow, the best way to make progress quickly in
Mm-hmm.
fitness and changing your body through dieting is to do it in a long format. Like rather than trying to lose 50 pounds in a month, stretch it out to 50 pounds in 16 weeks. So 3 months. You are more likely to keep the weight off if you work in that longer time frame than you are if you lost it in a month. It'll just come right back.
Did you just say 3 or 4 months?
Yeah.
Because 3 months would be 12. I'm sorry, I just had to
Oh
nerd
yeah.
out. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I
Okay.
just had to
So
nerd out on you
3 to
real
4
quick.
3 to 4 months. 3 to 4 months, 16 weeks.
I was
8
like,
to
this dude just
16
fucked me
weeks.
up because when you said 16 weeks, it blew my mind. I was like, 16 weeks? I don't know how to do this
Yeah.
math.
Okay. Yeah. You caught me. Anyways, if 8 to 16 week diet for 50 pounds is very manageable.
Doable?
And if you do it that way, and by the time you're done, your body will have had time to like acclimate and reset your settling point, which is where you naturally bounce back to weight. But if you just lose 50 pounds in a month, you can gain it right back, and you're going to be taking so much more time to lose that 50 pounds because you're going to go in the same 50 pounds every month cycle and then gaining it back rather than losing 50 pounds in 16 weeks and it's gone forever. So slow is fast.
I don't know that. See, I love that you take everything and break it into working out. You know, like, because we always, don't we all do that, right? Everybody
Yeah.
takes a thought and then just
You translate it
brings
to what
into
you
their
know
world.
best.
Yeah, yeah.
That's perspective at its
Yeah.
core.
I love that, man, because I definitely wouldn't have broken it down like that. And to me, I'm like, that 50 pounds, like, and maybe it's
It's
because
just
I'm
a random
stupid.
number I threw out.
No, I'm just saying, like, when I see like huge transformation
Yeah.
in people, it always fascinates me because I have no frame of reference for it. You know, like my weight has only ever
Yeah.
fluctuated
You
like
won't.
20
Yeah.
to 30 pounds.
You've been consistent on what your weight is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like even from like high school, like my my weight has only gone up like 20, maybe 30 pounds or something,
I gained
right?
30 pounds the summer before we started film school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but that at that point, that was the heaviest I'd ever been.
So like I
got
wonder what
chub.
that means about like metabolisms and stuff. Like I guess I never really looked into it. I'm just like, fuck it.
Some metabolisms are genetic, or it's based off your activity level. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also has a lot to do with like what you were being fed growing up. Like you were being fed like home cooked meals,
Oh
so
yeah.
it probably wasn't like super unhealthy, super salty or fatty or anything
No,
like
everything
that.
I ate was like healthy A1,
Yeah.
you know,
So
my
like
mom at least.
when you look at someone else who fluctuates more in weight, it's because they have this really unbalanced, wacky, crazy diet like I had, fucking hamburger helper and fucking shit like that.
I never liked school food though. My intuition told me like, cause I
School
came
food
from
is
real
trash.
food. I was like, that shit sucks. You know, I'd show up to school like,
Yeah.
for me, because we were broke. Like when I would go on a field trip, that was the only time my mom like packed me lunch in elementary school, right?
Yeah.
And so I get like a Lunchables or something like that, and they used to have a pizza one,
Yeah.
and you make like a chocolate pizza
Yeah.
with the M&Ms and shit, bro. Bro, that was my jam. It was off the hook. I was obsessed with it. Cause I maybe also when I'm eating this, I'm always in like an exotic place. So for me, I've never gone back. I can't do it. But if I do eat a Lunchable, I'm gonna be on like Mount Kilimanjaro or some shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm having a good one if I'm back there. But I guess what I'm saying is like when I was in the cafeteria, I like this isn't food. Like this isn't mashed potatoes. What is this? You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
Hey,
wasn't talking about just school food. I was talking about like the type of food you grew up on in general. You know.
I have a
Change it.
hilarious story, bro.
Let's hear it.
So when I was in line, when I was really little, in the lunch line, I was in like third grade or something.
Yeah.
I remember I thought it would be hilarious to throw my dick up on the little
Oh
thing
my
where you slide
God!
the
No
tray.
shot.
You know what I'm saying? And so I get down to like the end, and I'm seeing like who's gonna notice, right? And the lunch lady, she's like, "What in the fuck?" And it was just so funny, bro. To this day, I think it was hilarious, and I don't know why I did it, but just something in me, the little animal me, was just like, "Go for it, bro." That shit's hilarious, dog.
So wait, hold on. You smushed your dick against like the glass that separated you from the food.
No.
What'd
You know
you
where you
do?
slide the tray? Like you got your tray and you
Oh,
sliding it along the thing. Like I popped my shit out. I was like, and then
under the tray.
and then I put the
Oh,
little, and just like went down the road with it, bro. Like MC Hammer, bro, and I got him, and it was so funny to me. And that's real life. That happened. Fucking, I think that was Darlene
Bro.
or something. I think Darlene whooped my ass for that one, bro.
Bro.
Oh shit.
I'm just
Oh,
thinking, like, if I would have seen that, like right now, if I was a teacher in that school, or I was a fucking person in the lunch line, and I just seen some little ass kid fucking rolling down the line with his wang on the tray, He's just like, mashed potatoes, please. Like, what the fuck?
Isn't it great?
Bro,
Like,
I would have been like, oh my God.
bro, we were wild. Hold on. What? Who'd have known that we were going to the lunchroom with this shit, bro? Legit, when we were little, I started a fucking food fight in elementary, bro. Because I used to take, yeah. All right, so I used to take the spitballs and I would put them into the straw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, when I would go to lunch, me and Timmy, I don't know why we would do this, bro. Me and Timmy would take as much food as we could of this gross, crazy ass food and make like castles and like weird shit out of it. And once we got bored with that, it just turned into utter chaos, right? So that's when I started taking the spit wads and I would shoot them across the room and smack people with them. Wow! And I'd just be watching kids eat, bro, and I'd get them back. Oh, shit. Because I had the little straw. Yeah, I'd take a piece of paper and I'd lick it. And I'd put it in the straw and get you like I was out of the fucking jungle with it. Just fucking. Oh, bro, kids. Yeah, and they start catching on. Bro, they start catching on to it, bro. And it became a thing. Yeah. And eventually there was so much crossfire and people just getting nailed that it just became an all-out free-for-all war, bro.
Damn,
in the cafeteria, throwing all kinds of food, bro.
That's gnarly, bro.
Yeah, it was a legit one.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I didn't have, like, a normal life. Like, some people...
No, bro. What? I wish I was in that school. I probably would have grown up with friends. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, dude.
But it's
might
okay.
have hope. But... No, there's so much funny shit that happened at that school, bro. I remember one kid when I was little, just we were all playing Foursquare. Whap, whap, whap. And Foursquare got real. Yeah, that was when people would like they would go slow on you, get by the like line, step over the line, and do a curl with the ball like this. And the ball would spin, hit the corner just inside your shit, and beam out. Right, so it was like the move that everyone came up with. Either that or just full on, just like blast the ball. You know what I mean? And it's like tennis with your hands, but you're just in this little square, bro. I'm telling you, it used to get intense. And I got out, and I was so pissed. This kid got me out, and the ball just goes rolling over to this other kid. I don't know what clicked in this kid's head because I'm running at the ball, right? And me and this kid had. He was my friend, but we always would have to get into some shit because he would do some stuff like this. Trifling. So I'm running up. I'm like, hey, bro, pass me the ball so I don't have to run. Picks the ball up, looks at me, looks this way, and kicks the ball. And I was like, you motherfucker. And then I just like ran up and just tackled him, you know? So there was always these just crazy situations like that happening at the school. And it wasn't just because of me. All right, yeah. I wasn't the only little savage just running around.
No, you grew up in Portland, bro. What? Of course, there's not one savage.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of kids, but I was just like trying to be Rambo with it. Like it got to a point where like, no, because my friends, had created a little like gang called the Punishers, right?
Okay.
And this is Tiernan and my brother, right? So my older brothers create the Punishers. And so I would go and I remember they would do weird things like take like tubes that you get out of like Bounty and shit like that.
Yeah.
And they would make under the bark dust little things for gerbils to come and like run through. And kids would bring like a mouse to school or something like in their pocket. And run them through like the little mazes and stuff.
Oh shit!
Yeah, bro. Like it was. I'm telling you, it was weird. Like we would just have. So we had different operations, and it was like actually the girls that used to be the other gang, and the girls would try and fuck up our operation with our tunnels and all this different stuff that we've worked on. You know. And so it was like, yeah, anybody could get it, bro, girl or boy.
Oh fuck, dude.
This is elementary school, but I went to a unique school, bro. I went to, yeah, my first school was a preschool, and it was called Tucker Maxon. And there was the preschool here, and then the school across the way was like a school for like mentally handicapped kids or deaf kids, blind kids, like special needs, kids with impairments and stuff. So I had like a very interesting growing up there, you know, for a year before I went over to Edwards. And Edwards was off of Hawthorne, which is like the coolest street in Portland. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
So Edwards was right down the street from Revente Pizza, and it was a small school with the best freaking test scores in like the whole town because it was a really small school. And I went to that school, although it was like out of our area. My mom would drive us there, and I went there up until like 3rd or 4th grade. I think 4th grade. Yeah. And then I had to transfer because they shut the school down when they kept cutting budgets for the school system. So I don't know where the fuck that money goes. They got more money in the school systems now, man. What the fuck? Or I don't know.
They probably weren't getting that much if they were a small school. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really cool little joint though. I loved that school, and there were so many like hands-on interactions and parents that would come in and read books to kids and stuff like that, like volunteer stuff. Tiernan's older brother used to come and read us different books.
Yeah.
Like Amelia Bedelia and stuff like that when I was little. I used to love that. I think our schools missed that kind of manageable size, you know? Mm-hmm. Because now that the system's bigger, they're just, I don't know. There's a lot of problems with the schooling, but I can say that I got a solid education out of like that first 4th grade year span. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, bro.
And it was fun. They would take us out in PE. They would give us to teach us like physics, right? They would give us bike tires and have us put the bike tires around our feet and give us bean bags and pull them back and then launch these bean bags, and then we go see like how far we could shoot them.
What the fuck? That's dope.
And then do that. Yeah, then we would do like the averages on how the class did it, and that's like math class and science in one.
I'm pissed off that I didn't have that. like what?
Yeah, their curriculum was mad different, I swear.
Bro, there were like our school used us for labor, bro. In my like middle school, elementary school. Yeah. Like we literally had to clear out bushes on the side of a hill in our fucking on the property of our school. Yeah, like in one of our classes. That was fucking bullshit, bro.
Which school? Where'd you go to school?
Fucking the one in Cascade Logs. Yeah, this fucking school was whack, dude.
Yeah, so this is how you be a gardener when you grow up.
Yeah, dude. It wasn't even that. It was like here's some like loppers. Let's get this like not this invasive species out of here. I'm like, what? And these things were, it was work, bro. Like these things were fat like trees that we had to cut apart and like wiggle out of the ground because they wouldn't give us saws, so we had to use like fucking loppers and fucking just yanking these things around trying to get them out of the ground.
Yeah,
bullshit, man.
Bro, I don't know. Our school was kind of different. Like when Christmas time came around, right?
Yeah.
This was my jam every year, bro. I'm a Christmas fool. I've always been a Christmas fool. I'm always buying shit. I don't give a fuck. If I fuck with you, you get a Christmas present. And just wait, bro. I'm gonna be the most ballerific rich dude, bro. I'm gonna give everybody presents. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna have a stash in my car just for when I pull up on homeless people standing by the side of the road, bro. I'm gonna dap them, bro. Can you imagine if I give them a fucking jumpsuit or something? You know, like something really cool.
Yeah, dude. The way that you got excited, you're like, I'm gonna be the most ballerific. I'm the most ballerific.
Hey, bro, pull up on a tweaker, give him some meth, or not meth, fucking some Legos. My bad.
Pull up on a tweaker, give him some meth. Oh, wait, Legos, my bad.
That came out wrong. You can see my brain did the woo. Oh shit. They don't
Oh
know.
my god, bro.
But no, for real. Can you imagine giving tweakers like fuck? No, I think I want them not to give him Legos. Drugs bad, okay?
Bro, what do you think a tweaker would say if you gave him a box of Legos and said Merry Christmas?
Bro, I don't know, but once they open that shit, they might have a galaxy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you right.
You basically just gave him a castle in a box. What if it wasn't even a little one? Just like a
One
big
of those
one.
big, massive ones.
Bro, it could be a whole community project.
Where's that
Maybe all looking in
piece?
the dirt.
Jerry
trying to find
traded it.
Yeah,
Fuck,
bro.
dude.
And someone's got to stand guard, bro. What if don't lose the fucking pieces? The wind's coming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it could be a
Get
whole-
the blanket. Get the blanket.
Yeah, it could be a village, bro. Can you imagine what the cops would do if they pulled up and just saw a bunch of tweakers doing a puzzle together?
Like a 1,000-piece Lego build.
One of them's got the fucking. He can't stay on the same
drunk.
page long enough, so they need like two people. Then they one dude to make sure he doesn't watch farther into the fucking thing, trying to figure it all out. The other dude's going, "No, we're on this step." Just murdered you.
And then you got two people looking for pieces and
Hey,
shit.
bro.
Oh my
Crazy.
god, bro.
Who'd have known this? Look, this is the week of the hit podcast, bro. Nobody even out of the blue, baby. But
Oh my god.
no, for real, I love Christmas. And at our school, when I was little, they would give all the kids like a certain amount of fake money,
Mhm.
right? And they would throw a bazaar, and the school would go out and buy a bunch of little like knickknacks, or parents would bring in different things that they'd made from their own home businesses and stuff. So they were like homemade candles and all different kinds of
Yeah.
things. Little games like racquetball, kind of, or what's it called? You know what I mean? Dink!
Yeah,
Goes
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Badminton or whatever.
Badminton.
Yeah. So they had like all these different games and stuffed animals and Christmassy things, candy, and we could buy it. And we had to make a budget and make a list for like our family, right? And the people that we thought were like, they did good by us, our
Yeah.
dogs, whatever. And we would go and get all the little presents. So we would leave with this like bundle of presents and like have to wrap them.
That's
It was
pretty
really
dope,
cool.
dude. My school didn't do shit like that. We had a book fair, but that was it.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, like, this school was legit. We need to get back to doing school like that. Teach kids real world application in a kid way that's like magical and fun for them.
For
You know?
real, bro. Like, I didn't learn nothing about that shit, bro. Well, no, okay, that's a lie. Middle school, each of our teachers had like their own money. And so you can earn money through the teachers, and you can like buy different shit within the classroom. Right? So like there was one teacher you could buy to use this like super comfortable chair for the entire class. And then yeah, it was just shit like that. So it was like that's like the closest I got to learning how to budget money. But like I had so much that it was stupid.
Oh man. Yeah, I thought that was like some real world application stuff that I got in school, and I really liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think I would someday, like, I want to write children's books. I've always loved children's books. I think they're
Okay.
awesome. So like for my kids, like when I have kids, bro, I'm gonna write the stories that I want to like tell them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not all of them, but
Some
I
of
would
them
like
would
to
be
do that. You know,
saved
where
for
you
a
can
beer
take a
and shit.
principle
Yeah.
and then just infuse it into a story. And sorry, I'm just talking over you, bro. I'm on one.
No, you're fine, bro. It's all good. It happens, you know. I know you. I'm
Yeah,
used to
man.
it. It's okay.
But I don't know, man. That meth comment, that's a doozy.
Yeah, bro. That one
I
was...
swear it was like the
we
meth
were going
brain,
this way,
like
and then you went
in
boop.
the ethers. Yeah, the meth brain in the ethers just took over my shit, and it was like, "Give me meth." And I was like, I couldn't escape the thought. Yeah, I was like, "All right, I'll give you meth." Not even a deal with it. Get
Fuck,
this.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm not even a dealer.
But no, I thought the
Oh,
Lego
fuck.
idea is fucking hilarious.
That is
Anyway,
fucking
I just had to double back on that and address it because that even blew me away. I was
That
like,
would
oh
be,
shit,
on a
what am I saying?
that would be a hilarious short film.
Oh yeah, bro, that'd be a funny sketch.
A short, like a 5-minute short film of homeless people trying to put together a 1,000-piece Lego set.
Bro, like, wouldn't that be a great little Christmas like story though? Like,
That
if
would
it
be
really happened,
hilarious.
if it really
dude,
happened,
that'd be so fucking. That'd be great.
it'd be awesome. You know,
Yeah.
at an apartment complex or something. You know, where there's usually like chaos. The cops get called. They show up. They're just doing a
Building
fucking
Legos and
little
shit.
project all
Yeah.
together. Like maybe that's what we need to do to solve these problems in society. Just give
Give
them
people
fucking
Lego sets, man.
a
Get them back to their
playground.
roots, the childlike curiosity and shit.
Yeah, an adult playground for real.
Exactly, for real. I'm with that. I'm with that, bro.
Yeah,
1,000%.
I think it'd be an interesting experiment,
It would
nonetheless.
be, for
You know,
real.
fuck it.
Homeless love.
Hmm. For real, hey,
Bring
bro.
it back.
I've always loved people, and
Yeah.
like I've gotten so much wisdom out of just like sitting and talking with homeless people. Like I've talked, anybody that knows me would be like, bro, I bet you I've given a homeless person money while in front of that person.
Bro, I've sat in the car while you've given homeless people shit.
See, you know what I'm saying? Like
You like
I'm
gave them
telling
some
you,
pre-rolls.
like,
Yeah, bro. You had a bag of like a massive bag of them in your truck, and you're just like, here you go, bro.
oh yeah, I had a lot of them at that time.
Yeah.
I had like no shit, just on the random like
It was like a bag of 100.
over 100.
Yeah, bro. It was
I had a couple hundred
massive
pre-rolls.
bag.
Yeah, I was just handing them out.
Yeah,
Just
handfuls.
anywhere I would go, gas station. Here you go. Anyone that's working like a regular ass job, Burger King, they give me shit. Don't tell nobody.
Don't
You
tell
know?
nobody. Put it in your pocket.
Yeah,
That's a tip for you.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I was tipping everybody.
I fuck with it,
Yeah.
dude. That's
I don't
awesome.
know. It was just the way I was like, I can't smoke all this shit.
Exactly.
Like
It'll go bad before you can smoke it all. So like,
I don't know about that,
I
but
don't know if weed goes bad, but
I don't want to smoke all that shit. I can tell you, weed can go bad, but the strange thing about weed is as weed ages, the
yeah.
chemical composition of it changes in its cannabinoid structure. So I believe the longer that weed ages, it begins to develop more CBG. I think. You should Google that.
Okay. What do you want me to Google?
Yeah. What cannabinoids increase when weed as weed decays? That's how I would phrase it. You're probably going to get a bunch of different articles or a forum. So I understand if it's just random stuff, but this is the kind of thing that would like fascinate me about being in the weed industry is I would learn all this stuff, and like having weed around me was awesome, because who doesn't want fucking weed to be somewhere in the vicinity,
So
that's
right here.
a good time.
Oh wait, never mind. That's when CBD degrades.
It doesn't have to be all the time, but it can still be a good time.
But basically, I guess what I'm seeing, this is for CBD, but it says over time, cannabinoids begin to degrade and lose potency.
See, what I'm talking about has to be different. I just don't want to like move away from. I can't do like you do because if I start looking up stuff, I'm either gonna A, completely stop talking, or B, probably be like this close to the camera or something weird segment, because you know how I do. I forget the camera's on. Is squirrel brain. So, but I can say that as weed begins to shift and like decay and age, other things begin to arise out of it. And those properties can be really good for people that are looking for a specific effect without the entourage effect of getting hit over the head with some of the potency that you can have when that THC really comes into play full effect. And there were some strains, like I remember my friend's dad had some, and I was like, why does he have this like fucking old ass weed? Or like it looked weird and stuff. And I asked him about it one day, and he was like, oh yeah, stuff just changes as it ages, you know? So if I have a patient that's actually like looking for this single effect, if it's like an elderly lady or something, she doesn't want to be all tripped out, you know? She just wants some shit to stop spasming. And you have to age that for her, like wine.
Yeah, well, maybe it increases CBD while it decreases THC, so it still gives you the relaxed feeling of THC, maybe, and then the CBD reduces the pain and stuff like that. So it's less of a nootrope, whatever. Anyways,
psychedelic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what I found, it says, I typed in what happens when weed goes bad, and it says over time it doesn't really go bad, but as it gets older it loses percentages of its potency. So like 16% of its potency in the first year, 34% or 26% in 2 years.
Yeah. So it just ages.
Yeah, it just ages and
like
changes a little bit.
One time I was on mushrooms and I smoked some old weed, you know, and it was like, bro, it's a lifesaver. I felt so much better. I was like, hey, hell yeah. I was like, I wasn't having a good one.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'll tell that story some other day. That was an intense one.
That wasn't intense. I've never heard that story, actually. I've heard a lot of your other stories, though.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's a time for everything, kids.
There is. There's a time for everything.
Time for this story.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it'll surface
eventually
when I feel inspired to it.
Yeah. You don't need to just like awkwardly jump into shit like that. So.
Oh yeah, I did. Sometimes I do, and then I'm like, I want to do it.
Weird transition.
But yeah, I do like to try things out, though. You know, and like with the show, and you know, maybe being more open to like people giving us questions and stuff. But then I thought about it and I was like, nah, fuck that. Y'all gonna love what we do or not fuck with us. All right. So
I mean,
we're
like,
doing our shit. We love you.
Yeah.
We're gonna produce other things for you, and there's other ways that you can get in with us. We're easy to reach, so you don't have to worry about all that shit. All right. Get on our Discord and fuck with us the long way, because we'll really sit down and kick it with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone's interested in a Discord link, hit us up. We do some cool stuff on here. It's a spot that we're trying to build out. Right now, we use it mainly just to host our podcast. But time, as wonderful goes, we're hoping that we can use it as a way for people to have a community of artists and a resource that they can tap into and express themselves and show what they're working on. And hopefully, when we got, well, not hopefully, truthfully, when we got the money, we're going to sponsor some of you motherfuckers if you're cool. So, because it takes talent and ideas to keep money rolling, and there's plenty of work to be done.
So here's the best thing, though. You don't even have to hit me or Kemper up to get to get into the Discord. You can go to our link tree on Instagram, and you go to Discord at the bottom.
Oh shit! See, Zack sets things up, so I don't even know. Poppy made it easy for you to get in. I was gonna make you come through the back door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, the front door's unlocked.
Yeah, he said, "Fuck it." I was like, "You're gonna have to come through the window or something. Bring a ladder. We're locked out. We got the keys." But no, that's dope. I like it. We're inclusive over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. Honestly, this has been a fun podcast thus far. It snuck up
really
on me.
Has been.
For real.
It really has been. Solid.
You know,
40 minutes.
Yeah, it's a solid 40 minutes.
Yeah.
There's some things I've been kind of thinking about doing, like maybe introducing different segments outside of the podcast of um, me kind of talking about some things I learned from books or something like that,
Okay. I mean,
as a
dude,
way to
we can always implement those segments into the podcast. It help, especially since we're transitioning to doing 2 episodes a week. You'll be able to have that time in the podcast where it's just you and me to have that as
Hey,
a segment.
I didn't even think about that, dog.
It fills time and it gives us something to talk about.
Nice. See, y'all are in on the backdoor discussions anyways. This is backroom shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro. I think that's something that we should start doing because I I've been super inspired by a lot of different books, and I know
Yeah.
that I've recommended them to people, and they might not pick them up. So I'm like, if we could just take like a small snippet out of it and just give someone a little taste of different culture or thought that might be able to provoke them or
So
inspire them.
so are you like saying reading excerpts from the book or talking about your perspective and your thoughts on
Both,
the book? Okay.
you know, like choosing an excerpt or someone from a book and like a little synopsis of it.
Yeah.
Because uh, I've been really thinking about getting into researching strength training and in particular bodybuilders because my grandpa was a bodybuilder. So
Okay.
like the history of bodybuilding, he gave me a book about I think it's called like Mr. America or something. It's about the Mr. Universe contest.
Yeah.
And each guy each year that like won and what their story was. Because I have like Sports Illustrateds of like bodybuilders and things like that that are real deal old school like tribute pieces. And I think it's inspiring what some of these people went through, because we look at like Muhammad Ali, right?
Yeah.
And Muhammad Ali really like is an icon and he stands for something,
Yeah.
because he decided to say, man, fuck that. I'll go, if you guys are going to lock me up and strip me of my medals or whatever, so be it. I'm not going to go participate in the Vietnam War. Like, that's a huge piece of history and for humanity's sake, what he did.
Yeah.
Now, this was George Eiferman, or is George Eiferman. Y'all see how ripped that dude is? This is back in the day, no steroids, yoked. Right?
How long ago was that?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. What year did George Eiferman win? This is like 40 to the 50s, maybe. Oh, it's starting, folks. What year did George Eiferman win Mr. Universe? All right, 1962. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Now, he wrote something in here that my grandpa had me read, and I was so honored that he would let me keep this. So my grandpa kept this all these years. He was like 80 something when I was talking to him about this. And it says, "I am a great believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. Talent is God given. Be humble. Fame is man given. Be thankful. Conceit is self given. Be careful. Ignorance is not bliss. Probably the greatest discovery anyone can make is that we can change our life for the better by changing our immature, negative attitude to mature, constructive attitudes. We live in the direction of our thought patterns. Let us have our attitudes work for us instead of against us. To you and those you love, wishes of good health, George Eiferman, Mr. America, Mr. Universe." And then it has the 10 Daily Exercises by George Eiferman. Number 1, a good eye exercise. See also the perfection in others. See the everlasting beauty in human kindness. Number 2, a good tongue exercise. Speak from the heart instead of the mouth. 3, a good facial exercise. A smile often repeated. Number 4, hearing exercise. When we speak, we learn nothing. Listening is the teacher. Then speak. Like, dude, is this not like gold? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real it is, dude.
This is coming
Yeah.
out of history, bro. What? Number
Um,
5. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. Finish what you're doing.
You want to hear them? All right. Number 5, a brain exercise. Think only constructive thoughts. Good reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body. That's profound.
Yeah.
Because I really want to point this out because this is something I've been trying to explain and why I say read. And I know I need to read way more than I do. But why I say to read is that when you read, you have to interpret that and create the voices, and you become what you're reading.
Yeah.
It's so intimate that you're actually downloading it and infusing it into you. And you're hyper focused on it, right? It's different because like a movie has multiple kinds of stimulation going on. You know, it's auditory in some seats or whatever. It might be physical. You also have the visual. But with reading, you're just imagining, you know,
Yeah.
and narrating. You get lost in this ethereal realm. So that's really profound that he says good reading is to the mind what exercise is to the body.
Well, you know what's
Number
crazy,
6.
dude?
Oh, yeah.
I read while I work out.
You've told me that before, and I think it's one of the coolest things. And you still, like, I'm always shocked when I try to, like, think about it, but it makes so much sense. Just take a book, read a little bit,
Dude,
do a set,
I went through
read a little
Jocko
bit.
Willing's book in like a month.
Yeah.
Because I read
That's,
like almost 2 hours straight a day, but I have good amount of breaks in between. That was one of the hard things for me getting into reading. Was I was
mm,
like, okay, I gotta just like dedicate like 30 minutes out of my day to sit down and just read 30 minutes straight. And I'm like, well, for me that doesn't work. I get distracted, my eyes get fatigued,
mm-hmm.
and so I'm like, if I'm doing it during my workout, it'll give me a reason to do it. And then
Yeah.
I can't be distracted because I'm taking breaks very consistently, and I get a chance to think about what I'm reading and slow down. Because when I'd catch myself reading, and then thinking about what I read, and
Mm-hmm.
continuing to read, but still thinking about what I just read, and I would have to reread the entire page. This way,
Yeah.
that doesn't happen to me because I'm
See,
literally forced
dude,
to slow down.
that's genius because it also, like, I never thought about it as an eye exercise, but that's really dope.
Yeah,
You know, it really is like an eye exercise, too. So good on you, bro, for figuring out and making your own way to do something.
yeah.
No,
Now I read for like 2 hours
you're
a
nuts.
day.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Nuts.
All right. So 6, leg exercise. Walk toward knowledge, wisdom, health, and brotherhood of all men. 7, breathing exercise. Inhale the great works of music, art, literature, and philosophy. Exhale spitefulness and other negative thoughts. 8, strength exercise. Have the strength to endure when things are unendurable, to pass the next test after failing the recent one. That's
Yeah, that
fucking
shit's
cool.
deep, bro.
I'm gonna read that one again. 8, strength exercise. Have the strength to endure when things are unendurable, to pass the next test after failing the recent one. Number 9, the heart exercise. Have the heart to constructively improve self, our environment, community, and country. Bro, they're thinking huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thinking huge. And number 10, soul exercise. We never walk alone. Walk with God. That's George Eiferman, people. Insert applause. But no, man, that's what I'm talking about. Like, those are the kind of people. And like, when I would meet my grandpa's friends, it's like he would have around him like some of his friends that used to be bodybuilders back in the day too, and just listening to them talk was so fascinating.
I don't know if you're interested in watching like documentaries about bodybuilders, but there's 2 on Netflix that I recommend.
Mm-hmm.
Pumping Iron, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger's documentary. And then
that was
Ronnie
dope,
Coleman's documentary. Because
I think I've seen parts of. I actually saw Ronnie Coleman's. I'm pretty sure because I remember there was a clip of him walking into the gym, and it's like almost it felt like a brick, not brick, but like cement wall or something in the gym.
Yeah.
And so like I actually remember the Ronnie Coleman one. He had an awesome podcast with Joe Rogan too.
Yeah, he had a crazy podcast with Joe Rogan.
But like to me, Arnold Schwarzenegger was like, you know, him and my grandpa, they were like everything to me. They were like superheroes. So when I watched that Pumping Iron thing, that was like an eye opener for me. He went to like Africa for months to figure out how to get his calves like big, because this dude had like world renowned calves. He had the biggest calves. It was like this African dude.
Fuck, I was gonna say something, I forgot. Never mind.
Yeah. I don't know. But he used to do some crazy shit.
Arnold also has it's a series about working out. It's more so like an interview. It's called the Blueprint series. And he talks about his philosophy of working out, his beliefs about what you should be doing in the gym, how to do it, and things like that.
Where is it?
It's literally just called Blueprint, Arnold's Blueprint, or something like that.
YouTube it or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I watched that getting into working out early on. I was like a year in, and I was watching that to like improve how I was thinking about working out, because at first I started like doing bodybuilding type training, and it wasn't until recently that I actually transitioned to what I'm doing now. And so it's like all of it was about like trying to shock the muscle and doing the most I possibly could to the muscle to grow it. So like Arnold stuff was the stuff I was watching, and bodybuilding stuff was the stuff I was watching. So
hey, that's legendary
stuff.
Yeah. You know, like it's such a proud thing.
Yeah.
You know, when you see someone who takes care of themselves and they've, you know, like they're like a specimen, you know, you're like, whoa.
There are those in my gym. Absolutely insane. Like animals. Bro.
Yeah.
Fucking animals. It's insane.
I think it's freaking beautiful, dude.
It's an
awesome thing. There's also a really cool dude. He was I don't know if he's technically a bodybuilder. Like if he competed, I'd be surprised if he didn't, because the dude's yoked. He's like a YouTube dude. Let me find it.
Do you know his name?
I have a list of influential quotes, and he's definitely on it. His name is Jeff Logan, aka Jeff Lokes, Locz, and he has awesome like little podcast excerpt things. And he said, "Any time past is owned by death."
Damn.
And when he said that, I was like, "What in the fuck?" And one of the things that's really helped me recently is just reminding myself, like, today belongs to God. Like, it don't belong to me. Like, because no matter how much I wish or have anticipated different things happening in my life, you know, it always happens and rolls out the way that it's gonna roll out. you know? And you can try all you want, you know, to be like, no, today is the day that this happens, right? And maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
Yeah.
That's the shit. Like, are you going to try today is the real question, you know? Because you can try every day. That's something totally different. But at the end of the day, the outcome of what's going to happen is, like, bigger than you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just remembering, like humbling yourself to it and being like, you know what? I stand up to you in this sense. But at the same time, I have a reverence for this process that I'm going through, you know, slow is fast, and you're cool with the progress that you make today. And that's where your efforts go towards, you know?
Yeah.
Today's progress, not thinking about tomorrow's success. Just today's progress.
That makes me think about
Hey, today's progress is tomorrow's success. I love it. Okay. Sorry.
That made me think about what I was just reading in Jocko's book, was that a lot of it, so he was saying, stop planning, stop thinking, stop saying you're going to start tomorrow, just do it. And it's kind of what makes me, you know, what you said, that's what, you know, I was thinking about. It reminded me of that, because it makes a lot of sense. Like, a lot of people put, and I've done this, I'm guilty of this, I put a lot of thought into, like, let's say my workouts, right? I put so much emphasis on having to have the most perfect programming ever that I never did my programming, and I for like 3 months, and I stopped working out because of it. Because I was like, I didn't want to plan out what I did, because I thought you had to plan out everything you did. It's like, no, just fucking work out. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
You just go and grab a weight and work out. It doesn't matter what you do. And I didn't think about that. I was like, I was making it overcomplicated for no reason.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying about the chi flow.
Exactly. So it's like, it makes a lot of sense. Just do it. Yeah. Stop thinking about it so much. Just do it.
Just go for it and breathe from the center. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. I think this has been a very solid podcast. I think that can end our little test run of
yeah.
We officially know it's dope. Like, what the fuck? George Eiferman is the man, son. Mr. Universe. Don't forget those pecs, son. Remember me, son. Look at that. Ridiculous. Inspirational. Amazing. You have a great night, you beautiful hoodlums.
Later, peace. Guys. That was a good podcast.